inside the rim, there will be other parts, such as the rotor, the brake caliper, and the suspension. From the perspective of a game developer, these are the main parts that most studios like to include in this area. These parts will cover most of the rim spokes, back faces. However, there will be some gaps that need to be filled. Detach the selected polygons to a new object. In the left viewport, switch to the rotation tool. From the ribbon, right-click on the angle snap tool. Change the angle to 72 degree. Hold Shift while using the rotation tool to rotate the selection clockwise. Then let go the tool to open the clone option. Select Copy and 4 as number of copies. Attach the cloned objects into one single object. Before we add the bolt holes, it's a good idea to clone the current rim. Later, we will use this clone to create the lower level of detail. Select the cloned object, then hide the selection. Select the inside edge loops of the spokes and their gaps, as shown. Use the Type-in window to move the selection by 2 mm on the negative x-axis. I use this technique to avoid using the chamfer tool. Now it's a good idea to save your progress. Select the edge loop inside the spokes. Chamfer the selection by 2 mm with 1 in segments. Disable Smooth the entire object from the chamfer tool settings. Detach the selected polygons to new elements. Now, let's create the mounting holes. Before we do that, I need to properly align some edges. If you are planning to upgrade the topology, try to avoid using too much triangles. Use the Insert tool to insert a loop at 9 mm inside each group of the current selection. Use the Regularize script, the link will be in the description, to regularize each polygon's group into a perfect circle. The script works fine on editable poly. To fix any deformation and keep our diagonally symmetric design unaltered, select and delete the deformed polygons, patch, or cap the gap, by the following technique. Detach the selected polygons as clone. Rotate the detached object by -72 degree. Attach the cloned object to the rim. Then weld the overlapped vertices. I would like to increase the scale of the selected polygons. And to do so, disable any constraint, use local as reference in the coordinate system. Switch to the Scale tool, then use the Type in window to scale the selection. Let's clean and optimize our design a little bit. Use the Insert tool to add a supportive loop at 2 mm distance inside each group of the selection. Then extrude the selection by -40 mm. In order to reduce some of the sharpness, select the holes, edge loops, as shown. Then use the Type in window to move the selection by 2 mm on the x-axis. Use the soft selection while moving the selected polygons on the x-axis with fallout 100 mm to curve the mounting area of the rim. For the logo, I am not going to follow the same design as in the reference. You may want to reduce the number of edges in the star vertex at the center of the rim. Reducing the edges count in the star vertex can solve any rendering issues. However, I am not going to do that in this tutorial. the selected vertices were bent while using the soft selection. Align the selection on the Z-axis. This poly count number is in the green area for both performance and hardware utilization. There is plenty of room for the other wheel parts. Always check the edge's orientation and convert long edges to short by using the spin tool. When converting the quadro-polygons into triangles, there is a seam with multiple instances in between the rim mounting area and the spokes. Sometimes this occurs due to the mixed smoothing groups. Assigning one smoothing group to the whole element may remove the seam. If not, try to delete the edge, then add a new one. Hit X on your keyboard, then type xview. Use the xview tool to inspect your design for overlapped faces and isolated vertices. The most important factor in this process relies on your eyesight to correct any unwanted results. Now, let's create the bolts for this rim. I am going to create only one, then clone copy the others. Since the bolts are going to be hex head, we do not need the extra edges. Create and orient one pentagon at the background of the bolts holes to cover them all. There is another method in which you can create separate polygons to cover each hole. However, this method will increase the poly count, and I don't recommend it. In the next chapter, we will unwrap this level of detail.